Okay, this is square. We start by making the slip knot. Put it on the hook. And the first step is to make the ring that you work in by chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see the 5. There's 1 loop, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops, and then the loop on the hook is not counted. So there's chaining 5, and now we slip stitch into the first loop, which is not the little knot that's our slip knot. We ignore that. Slip stitch, and we have the ring. Now we make the shells. The first one we form by chain 2, and then work a double. And our second double to make a total of 3 stitches. And that's our first of the shells. You can kind of yank it this way and that and see that there's the chain. And there's our first double, which is stitch number 2, and then stitch number 3. And I can tell I haven't done any more chains yet because there's 2 loops on the hook, on the neck of this stitch. And that doesn't happen until, that only happens if there's a stitch. Once I chain, now there's only 1 loop. I need to chain 2 to form a corner. And I've pulled these all together to make this smaller. Now I work 3 more doubles in the ring. There's 1. 2. I had to pull again already. 3, and then pull 1 more time. And that makes them all bunched up so that it's already starting to look like the first corner of a square. Now we're done with that chain 3, we're done with that set of 3 doubles. Now we chain 2. That forms another corner, and now we do our next set of 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. Now you can already see it's becoming a square. I've had to pull it over a lot to keep that loop having plenty of room for me to keep working. Now we chain 2 again. And now we're ready to do our 4th set of doubles into the ring. I have to be a little bit careful that I don't grab the tail. I want to be stitching only with this yarn. There's 1. Something went wrong there. It's not pulling like it should. So I'm going to scoot that off the hook and try again. We still have the 1. Now we have 2. And this is what 3 looks like. Now chain 2 again. But we already have our square, so we don't need to make another shell. We just join it together. And I'm just going to pick right like that where I want to do my slip stitch. Now we have a very small square. And even though I was trying to make it all even, these stitches here, I can tell, are a little bit taller than these stitches on these two sides. It happens. Now I'm ready to do my second section, my second round. So I chain 2. And then I look at that and decide maybe I'll chain 3 because I think it doesn't look as tall as I want my doubles to look. Now I work 2 doubles in the space that's practically behind me. There, we've worked our first double. And the second. And this one looks a little funny because it started out with a chain, but there's our 3. Now I'm going on to the next hole instead of working the same hole, so I only chain 1 when I go to the next hole. And now I'm ready to do my doubles in the next hole in the corner. One, 2. And I had to pull, just like I was pulling on the ring, I had to pull there to keep them on the same side. There's 3. I'll pull them together. Now I'm in the corner, so I need to chain 2. Now I work 3 more in the same hole. 1, 2, 3. Now I need to go to the next corner, which is hard to tell, but you can see. There. There's 1 stitch, 2 stitch, 3 doubles, so this has to be the next hole. So I chain 1 and go on to the next hole. There's 1, 2. It's already starting to get too close to the corner, so I pull it back. 3. Back it up again. Chain, chain, because I'm making a corner. 1, 2, 3. Now I need to go to the next hole. So chain 1. And I'm ready for the next one. 1, 2. Back up. 3. That one kind of got away from me into the corner, so I definitely have to pull it back. Chain 2 to build my corner. Now go into the same hole. 1, 2, 3. And now we've almost completed. And each of the corners has 2 groups of 3 in it, except for this one because we started on the second half. So we chain 1 to get to the next hole, but instead of building a whole corner, we only have to build half of the corner. So we go in and we pull out, we do our double. 1, 2, 3. So we already have this half of the corner, so we need to join them together with 2 stitches, 2 chains, and then we slip stitch into whatever looks like it's going to be that top edge I just picked. And I do my slip stitch, and that is 2 complete rounds, and that's where you change colors to the maroon. And I'm going to stop the video and make a second one because I think the file is getting too big.